Hey there, going live today because I can. I've been doing a lot of work. I did a lot of work yesterday, and I needed a break today. So, a little bit of a bobblehead today with allergies, but I gotta move this. I don't like where this is at. In my usual morning meeting that I have on Tuesdays for the past almost a month. Has it been a month yet? Didn't have one today, and so I slept in. I stayed up late last night. I slept in this morning and kind of just, I don't know, kind of wandering around. I don't want to do any real work of any kind because I did so much yesterday and I just want to rest my brain. So I'm gonna work in some of my whips, and I happen to be working in this one now. And I thought, well, why don't I just go live and do this? Because I don't know, because I'm just gonna turn on the music eventually and just work in it. But I can also show my progress on my whips. I'm trying to be really good and not go beyond, not try and color anything new. That's my goal, and I'm trying to work through whatever it is that might cause me to want to work in something new. I'm trying to not, to make sure I don't do that, if that makes any sense. Today, this is the page. This page is opposite this one that it was the first thing I colored with the Faber-Castell black edition pencils. And I was looking at this one and thinking, there's something else I want to do with this before I start coloring in it more. Because I'm thinking I want to do acrylic paints in this in the background. But some of the lines that I started drawing on there that I actually did on a live, I want to add more. And so I wasn't in the mood to do anything that required that much attention to detail today. So I went to the opposite page and I used the Mandolama. I used the Mandolama shimmer, that white shimmer acrylic paint, and I did what I'd been talking about for a while. I did the outside of this, and as I did the outside of it, I thought, well, now somehow I need to blend that in. So that's why I have the Marabou art crayon that I did all this with. I got that out, and I'm starting to do some blending here. So that's probably what I'm going to do on live. Um, blank sheet of paper over here. So much paper, but do I have a blank one? That'll work. Okay. But I want to show you something that I did in a whip that, like, it just really, I amazed myself. It may not be that amazing, but I amazed myself because, I don't know, I was, again, trying not to go in and color something new because I really want to finish these whips. These particular ones before moving on to something else. In part because I want to use tools that I have that I haven't used before, or tools that I have that I can, you know, maybe haven't used enough to try and solve some of those problems, because that's actually why I bought the tools. So, sorry, putting some things away here. I still have a little too much on my desk, but that's always the case, isn't it? So in aviary, I did some work in here. I can show you this one first since that opened up first. One thing that I did was I used that same shimmer paint on the B page. I've been so afraid of those wings, and I feel like, well, that did something to them. And I had yellow. underneath here a little bit, and some, I don't know, light gray or white or something like that. And then I tried using this clear sparkle mandalama paint at first, and it didn't really do anything. So then I went in and I used this. And so that's why it looks that's why it looks the way it does now. This is all, if you see a little sparkle, it's because of that other one. But I don't know that there's really any sparkle left in there, and that doesn't bother me at all. Um, but mostly now what you see is the shimmer paint. And I'm trying to figure out, like, some places, like if you see, like, right there. Oh, not there. There. I may need to go and touch that up. I don't know. I'm still trying to figure out how to work with this stuff. And pencils don't go over. I don't think pencils go over this too well. And so I don't want to fight and fuss with it too much without knowing what my objective is and how the things will work together. So I did the little bees. I was kind of eager. I probably should have colored underneath a little bit first, but I did all of the little. Did I do that one? You know what? I didn't do that bee, but I did some of these other ones. Maybe that's where I left off because I wanted to color in underneath before I added. Um, I don't know. I kind of got, but like that one, I just colored over it. I did the paint because I just really didn't want to wait. I don't know why. But it also feels smoother here than it does with this one, and I think that's because of the sparkle, the glitter, clear glitter paint. This one just has the shimmer. So I might be able to do a little bit of pencil work over this one. Um, yeah, so that's where I got with that. So I like where that's at, and I didn't want to make any other decisions about. I wasn't ready to make any other decisions about what to do with this, so I just left it at that spot. Um, Trying to see what's. I didn't do anything with this page. I did look at it and say, is there anything I can do with this today? I didn't do anything. I just left it. Still trying to solve a problem with that. So um, this one. What did I do in here? I did pencil work in here, and not a lot. The more I look at this now, like from the other night, oh, I know what I did. I went in with the Cougar um, paint pens, which is still on my desk, and I should put it away. And went in and brightened that up, and that really made a huge difference. I did go around some of their eyes a little bit, and I think I dotted inside his eye with this pen. So that's why I like these, is because it has such a small point that you can do things tiny like that. And the way the ink comes out, or the paint comes out, it comes out really nicely. It's not like a glob or anything, so it's really I find them easy to manipulate. Um, these flowers, when I colored them the other day, and as I'm looking at this whole thing, I really like how these are white at the end, and I think I'm going to leave them that way. So I don't have a lot left to do in this particular page. The center of these flowers, this spot here, and then maybe putting the white paint pen in on these ends, or leaving it. I don't know. I hate to mess it up. So I kind of like how bright they are like that. And it does remind me of a flower that I've seen. So I kind of don't want to mess with it. Oh yeah, the pistils inside the flower, that's something that I need to do. And I'm not sure what I want to do to kind of like make those, I don't know, pop a little bit or have more, um, Why can't I ever think of that word? I don't mean depth, but that's the only word I can think of. I don't know why I can't think of the right word the past week or so. But anyway, so this lady's almost done, in my opinion. Um, so that's good. I did a lot of little things that like spots that I missed and whatever. I went in and did that. I did a little more contouring or whatever you call it on the birds. These two, just very little, um, just to kind of make them look more whatever. Um, didn't do anything on this page, but I did do a palette search and save on Coolors, coolors.com or coolors.co to try and get to what I wanted to do and think about where I want to go with these. This is probably, I'm thinking this is, well, it already is kind of a multimedia page. Hey, Foxy Colorist, how you doing today? You caught me in my randomness because I'm very random when I come on. Just going over the whips that I've been working on, my progress with the ones I said I was going to work on. Kind of using YouTube as my accountability for keeping up on these whips and doing them and nothing else. Um, so yeah, yeah, I'm very random. I was like, oh, what do I feel like doing right now? I don't want to do any more work. Let me go color. So yeah, so I don't have a solid plan with this yet, but I'm thinking this is going to be more multimedia than it already is. This has Marabou art crayons, um, and what did I use in? Oh, I actually used. Is this the blender one? This is the blender. I actually use. No, it's not the blender. It's the light. Okay. Well, I used the blender Marabou art crayon, and it changed the color of the Marabou art crayon color that I used here. It did something. It like made it change, and it was kind of weird, but it was also kind of nice. I don't know. So this is Mythographic Aviary. I started coloring in this as like a challenge, and I had never colored in these books before, and I was afraid. Um, and it has been overall kind of a challenge for me. And there's some pages where I don't know. It's a learning experience for me because I don't like coloring tiny, but um, I don't know. I'm learning things from working in this book, so that's one reason why I just kept going in it. And I'm not even coloring. I'm not coloring the pages that I really like in here. Actually, I'm just kind of going in order, and which might be kind of weird, but I don't know. I feel like I won't learn anything if I don't color in pages I don't like. Yeah, there's some pages in here that are really cute, but I'm avoiding those. I don't even want to look at them now because I don't want to skip. Yeah, I don't like coloring tiny in part because the points on everything I have aren't tiny. The only thing that my points are tiny on are gel pens, and I don't really even like coloring with gel pens. So, I mean, I like using gel pens, but I don't want to do a whole coloring page in gel pens. I'm not feeling that at all. So, so this page has a combination of Marabou art crayons, pencil. I don't remember which ones. But I'm pretty sure this has more than one type of pencil in here too. That I didn't use just one brand because I was trying to push to where I wanted this thing to get to, which I didn't know where I wanted it to get to. But so colored pencil, Marabou art crayons, um, water based markers, um, and I think that's it. So, and I'm feeling like I'm going to need to put in a little bit more. Like I'm actually seeing perhaps doing some more of the Marabou acrylic paints in here. especially with the butterflies and the glitter. But I got to get the color of the butterflies in first and then do this over it. And I'm really glad that I bought a full size of this because I love this stuff so far. Because I like what it does, like what it did with this bee. Oops, I don't want to show that page because that's the one I'm really proud of. Haven't done anything in this one yet. Haven't done any. Oh, I did a little bit. I put some of this, um, the Cougar acrylic pens. I did that on the weights for the clock, and that's about it. I'm like stumped by this page. I feel like it needs major renovation, or like major renovation of one thing that's going to totally change how I feel about this page. But right now, I feel directionless with it. Yeah, I feel like I don't know that really that really changes the game a little bit using different supplies, and I got that from watching Coloring View and watching and all the people that she's watched that she's gotten ideas from. I benefited from that from watching her then using them, and then watching Bubbles too, and yeah. So this page is one that is a big problem solving thing. It's kind of like I know what I want, but I don't know what I want. It's really hard coloring so many birds. That's kind of like, which is, I mean, the book is called Aviary, so like, of course, there's birds in it on every page, but um, it's a challenge for me, and I'm trying to get over that. And I think, yeah. So So this is the page that really blew my mind when all of a sudden I went in and the other night I don't even know what made me do that. I don't know, but I just was so sick of looking at that weird ugly color I had in there. It wasn't necessarily ugly. I kind of liked it, but it's like there was no nothing. I just went in. What did I do on this? I use a Faber-Castell Black Edition pencil to kind of darken, do more delineation between the eggs. Because what happened, I went in with a water-based pen, and it's not coming out too. I started with a water-based pen, and I did, when this was a blank page, I did the birds with that color that I really liked. I didn't know that was what was going to come out because you know how some of those um, marker sets, like what's on the cap is not what comes out, and I know you should swatch it, but like whatever. um I really didn't want to change the color of the birds even though it seemed like the color was so bland. But I went in with pencil, and I used the Derwent chroma flows, and just very lightly and very few marks to just kind of darken, add some that word I can't figure out now, um, depth or whatever it's called, just to kind of, shading and whatever. And I used like a gray and I used a pale blue. And I tried not to use too much of the pale blue because I didn't want to change the color of the bird from the color that I had. And I didn't care if there aren't birds that are gray and green. I liked that color, and I was going to keep the bird that color. Then I went in with a green, and did some shading underneath there. And I really like these birds. I really do. Um, yeah. So then I also used the pencil to kind of like delineate between these eggs. Then I used my lovely little Cougar acrylic marker, and I highlighted on the top of those a little bit to give it some depth. Um, then what I went in, yeah, and I have to get. Sometimes I have to like, if the picture is really realistic in any kind of way, it sometimes I have a hard time not being real, trying to be realistic with the way I color it. So, which is sometimes why I like coloring things that are really kind of like um, fantasy or whatever with no noticeable reference in the real world, because then I don't think about that. Then I'll have to, then that totally takes that option out of my head, and I'm not thinking that I got to do that. Um, but I went in with this heart. I went in with a tan mitt um, marker, and this is not the color, but this is the marker. Um, it's like a metallic rose color, and I just went over this entire thing with that. And I thought, okay, and I was having some problems because, like, I don't know, like how it shimmers. I don't know, but I went with it, and I actually went in after and used a pencil, um, like a reddish brown, and I think this is the pencil right here because I never put anything away from my desk like I should. What's that say? What's that say? Raisin. Yep, this is the one. And wherever, I don't know, just to get it look etchy or whatever, I I went in wherever it seemed like it wasn't getting that the edge or whatever that I wanted, and I went in with the raisin pencil and cleaned that up. And something happened somewhere where all of a sudden I started doing shading in here with some burgundy color pencil, which is probably also still on my desk here somewhere, but I don't know where, because I don't think I put them away from then. I started going crazy and just going. I wasn't thinking at all. I just started going. I went with a peach. I had a peach. I had an orange, and I had this purplish, almost purplish kind of color, magenta purplish. Hey, Bubbles. And I just started going. And I was like, I don't know what I'm doing, but I'm just going to keep doing. I did one little spot and I liked it. I was like, let's just keep doing this. Then I kind of came out with it's like, well, what if I had, like, I'm thinking of it like whatever's in this center radiating out, a little bit. So I kind of like made it so that, it kind of stretched out to here a little bit and then stretched out above a little bit. Before I had it like below this branch. And it says, no, it has to go over because that looks a little too symmetrically and, mismatchy or whatever. Um, then I went in with a darker blue in this corner. That's what I was saying, like something just took over and I just went with it. Um, a darker blue in this corner and then a lighter blue and then an even lighter blue. And I started blending that in with my favorites, my Prismacolor, the powder blue, and the white. And just blending it out. And I think I may have some blending to do on this side still. But I just, and then I went with a orange, and I may have used actually that raisin color, possibly, on the flowers, and did the lines and stuff, and gave them a little bit of oomph. So I was really amazed with what happened with this page, because I kept thinking, well, what colors, and I didn't really want to add another color. And so it turned out I really kind of only added one color. Well, two. I added the blue, added blues, and then no, that because I went from that, so I didn't really add another color, technically. I just added like the orange peachy thing. So, excuse me, whew, that was from ginger ale. So yes, I'm really pleased with where this page is going. I feel like I know it now, and so this is like pretty close to finished. And yeah, that was amazing to me. I did some after I wound up doing all of this, and I did the white with my favorite acrylic pen. I know I should. They need to give me some money for advertising them. Um, and I did that in there too. So I don't know if I'm going to do more of that throughout, or if I'm just going to leave it in the center. I don't want to get too crazy with it, and I don't want to mess up my birds. I love my birds. I need to do my birds' legs. So that was pretty amazing to me how that happened. Um, So this book is my learning experience with coloring tiny, and that's really tiny. That almost like is like you have to use a gel pen with that. I don't know. I almost need maybe to take the approach that I was taking with the Kirby books, and like um doing like blocking out colors with something like the pan pastels or a water based pen or something like that, just blocking out the colors and then coloring in over them. But yeah, this is one that's intense. I don't know when I'll be doing that one, if ever. Yeah, I still haven't solved this one. That's as far as we've gotten with adding that gold, and I'm not sure how. I don't know. I like the gold at the top. I'm not sure how I like about those, but I have a feeling I'm going to be pulling something else out the trick bag to 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 finish this one. I don't know. Okay, so now what I want to do, what I want to make sure I get done today, so I can say I did at least one thing, completed one thing. So I decided I like the idea of being consistent with at least one thing and doing mandalas on Monday, and that also helps me to finish a whip if I make my Mondays strictly for doing mandalas. So the one that I was working on yesterday, I'm not going to work on it again until next week. So no matter how I feel. Because I keep thinking, oh, well, you could work on that mandala, but I'm making myself stick to Monday. So I don't know how this is. This in there? Will that help? So have any of you been on Amazon today? Okay, see, that's not good for my eyesight though. I need my glasses. Anybody been on Amazon for Prime Day? Or are you safely, successfully avoiding it? You were so did you buy anything, or did you have didn't find anything and or had restraint? I didn't have restraint today. Oh my gosh, everything on your list? Oh wow. That's awesome. So you're gonna give us another haul video? Cool. I'll be looking for it. I actually um I bought books. Like, I really I was so happy, like what was it, like end of May, beginning of June, that I had actually had a place for all my books and had it like, it just had two boxes of them, two like file boxes. And then I did that Ollie's thing, and so now that messed that up. And then I just bought more, so that messed that up too. So I was telling myself too. I went back, I looked at them, and I clicked and put them in my cart, and then I was like, "You're not getting those. You don't need any more books." Then an hour later, I just went in and like clicked and deleted one and got the other two. So nothing on your list, Bubbles? That's nothing. Oh, okay. Yeah. You know what happened to me? The one I had three books, and or did I have four? Four. I had four books in my cart. Two of them were on the Prime sale, and the two books I deleted were the ones on the Prime sale. The Prime Day thing. I was like, really? Well, they just hooked me. That little lost leader or whatever worked, but that's okay. I'm surprised that it's weird because I did a search for Prime Day and those books showed up. or I don't know, maybe it was how I was clicking or something. But I think I really like the book. So there's something I haven't seen before, and they're supposed to be on really good paper. And like that's my thing now. I'm really a sucker for good paper, especially because I want to experiment with the watercolors. That's like next on my list to experiment after I feel like I kind of got a grip on the acrylic pens and acrylic paint. So yeah, I'm to the point now where like I can't do that. I can't do that create space paper. Although some things are good on there, but like it seems like most of the things I want to work with now, that's not really good for. So, so I'm just trying to blend this to kind of make it look not so. Because, like I said, I'm not used to acrylic paints and stuff. I'm trying to get, figure out how to work with it. So I'm just gonna trying to see. Okay, how do we do this? How do we make this look like something? I painted over that somehow. I don't know. So I'm gonna put some music on. So I chill hop, and hopefully it's not too loud. Oh, see, they're playing my song. They're playing my Restream song. Just using my hands. I'm hoping I don't have one of those silly computer blips during this live, but chances are I will. I have to delete some space from my computer before I can update the my graphics driver. I tried to update it this morning and it says, you don't have enough space. I'm like, oh, brother. I never have enough space. I'm There's something I'm just not figuring out right, and I'm not doing right, and I don't have all that time to do. Like, my life is spent in dealing with being our household admin, and what do you call it? I don't know. Like the computer admin, whatever. I hate it. I mean, well, not hate it, but like it's just like it's a lot. My husband doesn't know anything about that. And then when he needs help with something, oh my god, and he doesn't know the lingo or the language, so it's so frustrating. I'm trying to ask him what's going on, what's wrong, what's it doing, and he can't even tell me what that is. I'm just trying to go to. I'm like, yeah, but what's happening when you do this? He's like, what do you mean? It doesn't go where I want to go. It's like, no, I need more info than that. Show me. Because I don't know if I ever told this story before. I kind of been a geek from way back with that kind of stuff. I don't really know stuff, but I investigate and figure it out. One time I worked I worked at a department store when I was younger, and they used to have those POS terminals, and I was working in this one department that's like it's just like a kind of like shaped like a kiosk. It's like in the middle of the floor, and it also was kind of lonely because like you're cut off really. You can see everywhere. You can see every other department, but nobody's coming to you, and everybody, all the other clerks and everything are too far away from you for you to have a conversation. So I'd stay there, and I'd get bored, and I'd be pressing the buttons on the point of sale terminal. And one day I pressed the wrong button. I looked and says, "Well, what happens if I do this?" I shut down every single terminal on the floor. Then the floor manager came around. I was like, "Oh my god, they can't cash out stuff in whatever department or whatever department. How is yours? How is your terminal?" Uh, oh my god. I didn't tell them I did it. It was probably because I pressed this button. I didn't say anything. So, always been kind of curious with that kind of stuff. Okay, does that look a little more glowy? Still looks a little artificial-ish. Uh, all the way out there. I don't know. We may have to work with some of that artificial-ish. I don't think making it darker. I don't think using the darker purple is going to help that either. Am I going to have to paint the whole thing with that? Oh. We may have to sleep on that part and see what happens. How close do I don't know if I want to get too close to this top guy. I don't even remember what pencils I did this with. This is from 2021, probably. Probably, like, I don't know. It's looking a lot like Crayola. So, yeah. I know, right? I'd have to run to the bathroom. I know, I was like, oh my god, I hope they can't trace it to, like, where this happened. So use a darker purple on the corner areas of the page and use lighter purple towards the center. Okay. Thank you. I'm going to do that. I was kind of thinking about that. I can do that. Yeah, and I think I do want to do that shimmer thing on the inside. Kind of scary, but like I think I have some. I think I have a tip smaller than this even that I can use to get in there. So, but that's the day when I have a better, steadier hand. You know what? I'm gonna cover up this because I started with another color in this corner, and I was like, "Oh, that's not right." So let's cover that up first. Oh my gosh, another story. I feel like I told this story before too, but I don't remember. It's kind of gross, but I have a lot of department store stories, and I still dream about that department store. I guess, it was my first job out of high school. And I made a lot of friends from there who were my friends for years after. And actually, like the brother of one of the people that I worked with there is still, we're friends. Like we talk on Facebook, so he still lives in my hometown, but his brother moved out west. And but yeah, that was a whole vibe there. Like I had one friend who yeah, it's not funny, but she got demoted to the basement. The they back then they used to have the, what do you call it, bargain basement or whatever, where there'd be markdowns and like cheaper merchandise and whatever. Um, and she worked upstairs with me, but they were always having a they were always giving her trouble because she was, well, basically she was like a punk rocker or whatever. And she always used to dye her hair. She used to dye part of her hair. And she used to dye it so that, like, it would look like it was a feather, because she felt like that was her compromise to make it blend in with having a day job. Well, that wasn't good enough. Not back then. This was like early 80s. And she would change it. So, like, she had that one part of her hair bleached out, and sometimes she would have it, it would be like fuchsia. Other times it would be um, electric blue. Sometimes it would be like a really dark turquoise, and so on. Um, well, they demoted her to the basement, to the bargain basement, because because she had color in her hair. Poor thing. But the bonus to that was that she always let me know when there was something good down there to get. So I wonder. Hmm, see, that's bothering me when I see that glitter like that. But in a way, I feel like I can make it work for me as kind of like a glow from there, but it just looks too abrupt. That line. That's not the gross story though. And I kind of like took away my punchline for the gross story by saying that it's the gross story. But, but I will say that just like Car Wash, that movie Car Wash, we had um, people who would come up and do their morning constitution and and whatever. Yeah, yeah, they put her down to the bargain basement because she put color in her hair. And she's an artist actually. So we had people. I was on the floor that had it had the beauty salon, and it had and so it had like the biggest bathroom in the department store. And so people, we had some like bag ladies or whatever who would come up there to wash. So we'd always make sure we didn't go in there at a certain time or whatever, because we didn't want to, like, tell on them, but we also didn't want to be talked to by them either, because some of them are not emotionally stable. and one of them, it would come up every once in a while. Thinking now, I wonder how old she is now that I'm probably past the age she was. But maybe I'm not past the age she was. I don't know. I think she might have been in her 50s, maybe. Um, so she was upstairs, and I was actually, let's see, on our, did we have the carpeting on? Yeah, I think we may have had the oriental carpets on our floor, close to the beauty salon. Ouch! Don't break a nail. I can't believe my nails are getting this long. I'm not sure what it is that's doing it. I'm not. The only thing I can say that I've really changed is using that carousel ointment, and it's wild. They're really strong too. I'm amazed. Anyway, um, so and I happened to be working at that kiosk, the same one where I shut everything down that one day, and next to me, next to that kiosk, the closest department next to the kiosk was the Oriental rug department, and then after that um, was the beauty salon, and the bathroom was right across from the beauty salon, and so I'm working at the kiosk, and like I said, it's always boring there in that area. But I see everybody who's coming on the floor because the the elevators were right across from the Oriental rugs, and so then I could see if anybody wasn't going to the beauty salon, they were coming the other direction to go to the other departments, and so I would see whoever came onto the floor. It was a quiet day, and that woman was the only one who was on the floor, and I saw her walk and she wasn't sure where she wanted to go, and she was coming our direction first, and then she went back towards the bathrooms, and then I didn't see her again. So all of a sudden I'm like, I may have had a customer or two, but all of a sudden I'm smelling something. I'm like, what is that smell? And so I go walking around to look, and there are drops of poo, soft poo, on the floor, on the rug. And I look, and they're like going all the way towards the bathroom. And I was like, oh my God. So I guess the woman had come up and she was coming to go to the bathroom, but she didn't make it there. So that's the gross story. I don't know if I like that light there. Why did I do that? Yep, she left a surprise. She left a trail like Hansel and Gretel, but it wasn't bread. It was not breadcrumbs. Little poo drops. So that was an eventful day. That was the talk of the day on the floor. That poor lady, though. I feel so bad. That didn't happen because she wanted it to. It happened because she couldn't make it. And needless to say, I didn't go to that bathroom either until people had gone in there to clean, because I was like, if she had the drops leading to it, I don't know what happened once she got there. Once she got to her destination, we don't want to know. Nope. I almost think this is like as much as I can do on this one for now. I need to look at it. Let's see. Can you get more of this? I did look on Amazon for I'm still looking at webcams. I'm still trying to solve my webcam thing. But I didn't see anything that was really what I need to do is I need to try the new stand that I have and try using my other regular webcam that's a Logitech because I think it has a wider lens. I'm talking more than I thought it was. Um, oh, it's totally gone. Um, so until I try that the Logitech webcam in my new stand, I don't want to I don't want to go looking for anything else. Um, but I did look, but nothing really seemed like it was solving the problem. Um, oh, I need to wash my hands or something. Yeah, purple fingertips. So about my nails, this is what I've been using is this stuff. And I learned this from what's the place called the Salon Life, that channel. And I post her videos sometimes to my wall. And she suggested using this. I don't know why they're showing that on here because that's not what this is. This is the tube. It's not that. But anyway, it's this. And it's just, it's like Vaseline basically. And I rub that into my nails at night, into my cuticles and on my nails. And I'm telling you, this for my nails will grow long, but to stay this way and not bend or anything like that is like I don't know that that's ever happened. So because they're so strong, I've actually been typing with the palms of my fingers, and they haven't been affected by that either. And that's a first for me too, because usually I cut my nails by now because they interfere with typing. So it's Carousel, and it's the tube ointment. Why does this say precision brush? I don't understand. That's really weird because this does not. This is actually the liquid, and I use this on my toenails. And yeah, this is not the box. I don't understand why. Uh, Maybe I did mix up the box, but I don't think I did because this is too big and too long for this. This comes in a shorter box, so I don't understand. Anyway, yeah. So she said the Salon Life nail tech suggested that to somebody for something, and I just said, "Oh, let me try it," because everything else she's told me has worked. Something else she said to do. The first thing I learned from her was every time after you wash your hands, just take a little bit of oil and rub it into your cuticles and nail, just a little bit. And you can use any kind of oil. Um, and Yeah, it works, and it helped my cuticles not be so wonky. So let's see, what else can I work in? What else do I have? I was really like on the mode. I'm gonna let this rest and sit because I added that paint. I know I want to add the paint to the inside, and then I gotta see what strikes me for the rest of this. Hope that didn't make anybody dizzy. What else do I have for? Um, oh, this one. I don't think I'm ready for that. Let's see. If I feel inspired by one of these things, I'll keep going. But if I don't, if it feels scary, I'm gonna say it's not time yet. So this is Johanna Basford's Lost Ocean. I love jellyfish. I love coloring jellyfish. Um, oh, the shark. I really need to get on that page. I'm not really counting this page. This is when I first got the the tan mint markers, and I was trying them out. And when I tried them out, I thought, this is not what I was looking for. And that's when I wound up getting the cougar markers. So I do like the tan mint markers, but the point wasn't small enough for me. And I was like kind of experimenting with it with this. And so I don't know why those colors are what they are. They just are. And I was using them in what did I use in this? I might have used the cougar just to try them out. This guy, I don't know. This has been through so many transformations, it isn't funny. Well, not that many. But I don't know what to do with it now, and so I just kind of left it. Except that I did go in and do this with a gel pen. Whoa, something's rolling on my desk. So, oh, you know why? Because I need to put these back. That's why. But yeah, what happened? I put acrylic paint over this entire thing, and I was trying to go just do the background, but that was like really getting on my last nerve because it's like, and then trying to get in between these things, and I said, "Oh, F it," and I just like I painted over just about everything, and then afterwards I had to scrape the paint off of these. I didn't have to, but I did because I used a neon color pencil there, and I really liked it. Um, Something about it I thought was interesting. So these I didn't scrape it off. I didn't scrape the paint off of these. Um, I did kind of. It looks kind of. I don't know. I kind of like how it looks though. It looks kind of rustic. That's what we're gonna call it, rustic. It's a rustic look. This still has some paint on it too. Looks kind of rustic. I kind of like that. Um, but now I'm not sure what to do with the rest of it. Looks like I went in with my beloved. I went in with something light, and it might have been the Prismacolor. I don't know. It outlined, or it might have been a paint pen. I don't even remember because I went kind of crazy with this page and just was like, I don't know, throwing all kinds of things at it. I did use the cougar pens on these seahorses, and I had to step away because it's like, I don't know. I like something about this, and there's also some things wrong with it, and I'm not in the state of mind to be able to decide which is which. And see, I think I used that neon pencil here too, and I like how that shows through. So that kind of gives me some idea of a technique possibly to use to make use of those neon pencils, which usually, like, I don't know of anybody who really likes using them. I'm sure somebody does, but I don't know of any. So yeah, I'm not ready to tackle this. And this was a page where I was trying to figure out how to use that paint. Quite simply, it's probably this one. I think it's this one. The Mandolama, because like I said, I don't know how to use this stuff. So like the how it's on here is kind of it's all scratchy and whatever. We're gonna call that rustic too. We're gonna rustic. You can get away with a lot by saying, "Oh, it's supposed to have a rustic look." Just pull that one out. But yeah, I don't know what I'm gonna do with this yet. But this was me starting to use the acrylic paints to, like, just kind of start. And I don't feel like doing anything with that one. I know. Okay, tiny, super tiny. Like, you can't even, like, you have to take this somewhere professionally to have it blown up to make it bigger. I can't even imagine coloring in this. That would probably drive me insane. I wonder if they could blow it up bigger. It would have to be like what, like 17 by 24 or something like that on paper that size to be able to color it larger. I don't know. Okay. Oh, there's this one. This is gonna. I may have to go back and look at a video to see what I used in this. I think it's colors, though. But I don't feel like doing that. I need to do the shark page. Every time I look at it, I don't know what to do with it. I started going in there with the Cougar pens. I don't know that I like those colors, so I'm not really feeling that one either. I'm in love with the background too much. So I think, what time is it? Okay, it's been an hour. So I think I'm going to go. I did what I wanted to do. And the other things I'm going to probably just have to like dive in like I did with that page from Aviary, um, without my brain connected and just like throw caution to the wind and then something comes out. So, but I did accomplish one thing, so it's cool. Okay, so that is it for me for today. And I gotta change the name of this because this isn't Thursday. That's it for me today, and I will see you all on these streets. Happy Amazon Prime Day, and take care. Bye bye. Thank you. Cool. Take care. Glad you were able to make it. I'll be looking for you.